Good evening, dear traveler. My name is Mr. James Candlelight, and I welcome you to tonight's journey with warmth and wonder. Tonight, we venture to a place forgotten by time, a castle that stands on a misty hill, its towers reaching toward a silver moon, its halls echoing with memories of lives long past. We will visit Moonveil Castle, a place that once rang with music and laughter, but now stands silent, inhabited only by those who loved it so much they couldn't bear to leave, even after death. There, you will meet Lady Cordelia, a gentle spirit who has waited 300 years for one final guest, one last chance to share the beauty her castle once held. This is a story about memory and letting go, about how love can transcend death, about finding peace in endings and beauty in farewell. It is not a frightening story. These are gentle ghosts, kind spirits, souls who simply wish to linger a little longer in a place they loved. Before we climb the hill to the castle gates, let us prepare ourselves with deep relaxation so you can receive this story with an open and peaceful heart. Settle in now. Make yourself comfortable. Let's begin. Imagine yourself on a path at twilight. Before you, a hill rises gently, and at its peak, a castle silhouette against a purple sky. You are walking toward it, and with each step, you release more of the day's burdens. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and with each number, you will climb higher toward the castle, deeper into relaxation, closer to peace. 10. Feel the path beneath your feet, solid stone, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Let the earth support you completely. You don't need to hold yourself up. Sink into that support. Let yourself be carried. 9. Notice your body. Where are you holding tension? Perhaps in your feet, tired from the day's journey. In your legs, your back, your shoulders. Maybe in your neck, your jaw, your forehead. Simply observe these places, and as you observe, imagine them softening, like old wax melting, like tight fists uncurling, like doors opening. 8. You are completely safe with me. My voice is your guide tonight. Trust that I will lead you only to beautiful places, only to gentle encounters. The castle ahead holds no fear, only rest, only peace, only welcome. 7. Thoughts drift through your mind like clouds across the moon. See them, acknowledge them, but you don't need to hold them. Let them pass. Let them fade into the twilight. Beneath the thoughts, beneath the mental noise, there is stillness, vast, deep, eternal. Rest in that stillness now. 6. This moment is a gift you're giving yourself. You chose to stop, to rest, to listen. That choice matters. That choice is wise. You deserve this peace. Claim it fully. 5. Peace lives within you always. Like a candle in a window, it never goes out. Even in your busiest days, even in your hardest moments, this peace waits. Can you feel it now? That quiet place inside, that center that remains calm no matter what storms rage outside. 4. Breathe in gratitude, simple, gentle, gratitude for this breath, for this heartbeat, for this safe place, for the chance to rest, for the gift of this story. Let gratitude warm you like firelight. 3. See the castle more clearly now. Tall towers, Gothic windows, ivy climbing stone walls. Candlelight glows in the windows, welcoming, peaceful. The gates stand open as if they've been waiting just for you. Can you see it? Can you feel the welcome? 2. Your body has worked faithfully for you today. Now it's time to give it rest. Complete, deep rest. Feel yourself sinking deeper, releasing everything, like settling into a velvet chair in a quiet library. 1. Complete surrender now. Let go of everything. As the story unfolds, allow yourself to drift wherever you need to go. You are safe. You are held. You are welcome. And now we enter Moonveil Castle. The road to Moonveil Castle is overgrown and rarely traveled. Most people have forgotten it exists. It appears on no tourist maps, no travel guides. But sometimes, when the moon is full and the mist rises from the valley, certain travelers find themselves drawn to it. Not by accident, never by accident. The castle calls to those who need it, to those who are ready to hear what it has to say. You are one such traveler tonight. You've been walking for hours through the countryside, though you're not quite sure why you started or where you meant to go. All you know is that something pulled you here, a feeling, a whisper on the wind, and now you stand before the great iron gates of Moonveil Castle. The gates are open, which seems strange for an abandoned place. Beyond them, a cobblestone path leads through an overgrown garden to the castle entrance. The castle itself is magnificent, even in its decay. It's built in the Gothic style, tall, elegant, with pointed arches and narrow windows. Towers rise at each corner, their spires reaching toward the silver moon. Ivy climbs the gray stone walls. Some windows are broken. Others are intact, glowing with soft candlelight from within. Wait, candlelight in an abandoned castle. You hesitate at the gate, uncertain. But something, that same whisper that brought you here, encourages you forward. Don't be afraid. You're expected. You walk through the garden slowly. It was once carefully tended, you can tell. Rose bushes, now wild. A fountain, now dry. Stone benches covered in moss. But even in its wildness, there's beauty. Moonflowers bloom pale and luminous. Night-blooming jasmine perfumes the air. You reach the great wooden doors of the castle entrance. They're slightly ajar. You push one open, it moves easily, silently, and step inside. The entrance hall takes your breath away. It's enormous. A grand staircase sweeps up to the second floor, splitting into two curved branches. The floor is black and white marble, polished smooth despite the years. Chandeliers hang from the vaulted ceiling, and impossibly they're lit. Dozens of candles burn in each one, casting warm golden light throughout the space. Portraits line the walls, men and women in old-fashioned clothes. Their painted eyes seem to follow you. Hello, you call out. Your voice echoes through the empty halls. No answer. But you sense presence, as if the castle itself is aware of you. You move forward, drawn toward a hallway to your right. The walls here are lined with more portraits, with tapestries depicting hunting scenes and grand celebrations. Doors stand open to various rooms. A music room with a harpsichord, a study with bookshelves reaching to the ceiling, a dining hall with a table set for 12, with plates and goblets, and food, fresh food, bread that still steams slightly, fruit that looks just picked, wine that gleams ruby red in crystal decanters. This can't be abandoned. Is anyone here? You call again. This time a voice answers. Soft, feminine, cultured. In the library, dear. Please do come in. You follow the voice through an arched doorway into the most beautiful library you've ever seen. Books everywhere, floor to ceiling, thousands of them. The smell of old paper and leather bindings fills the air. A fire crackles in an enormous fireplace. Velvet chairs are arranged around it, and sitting in one of those chairs is a woman. She's elderly, perhaps 70, dressed in an elaborate gown from centuries past. Her silver hair is styled in an intricate updo. Her face is kind, lined with the gentle wrinkles of someone who smiled often in life. She's reading a book, but looks up as you enter and smiles warmly. Oh, how wonderful. A guest. It's been so long since we've had a guest. You stare at her, confused. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I thought this place was abandoned. Abandoned? She looks genuinely puzzled. Oh no, dear. We're all still here, all of us who love this place too much to leave. She sets down her book and stands gracefully. As she does, you notice something. She's slightly translucent. You can see the chair through her, just faintly. Your breath catches. She notices your expression and smiles gently. Ah, you've realized. Yes, I'm afraid I'm no longer among the living. None of us are. I am Lady Cordelia Ashwood, and I have been the mistress of Moonveil Castle for, 300 years now. Time becomes rather fluid when you're dead. You should be terrified. You should run. But strangely, you're not afraid. Her presence is warm, comforting, grandmotherly. Don't be alarmed, Cordelia says kindly. We're quite harmless, I assure you. We're simply lingering, waiting. Waiting for what? You manage to ask. Cordelia's smile turns wistful. For closure, I suppose. For one final night of what we loved most. One last ball. One last dinner party. One last chance to share the joy this castle once held. She moves closer, and you notice she makes no sound when she walks. No footsteps, just a gentle gliding movement. We've been waiting for someone living to arrive, someone who could participate, someone who could help us say goodbye properly. Why me, you ask? Because you're the one who heard our call. Cordelia says simply, not everyone can. Only those who understand longing, only those who know what it means to hold on to something beautiful, even when it's time to let go. She extends her hand. Will you stay? Will you be our guest tonight? Will you help us have one final evening before we finally rest? You look at her hand, translucent, glowing faintly, and realize you have a choice. You could leave, walk back down that overgrown path, return to the ordinary world, or you could stay, help these gentle spirits have their farewell. You reach out and take her hand. It feels like cool mist, like touching fog, but there's warmth in it too. Emotional warmth. Cordelia's smile becomes radiant. Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear. Come. Let me introduce you to the others. Cordelia leads you back to the great hall. As you enter, you realize it's not empty anymore. Figures materialize like morning mist, becoming visible in sunlight. Dozens of them, men and women, young and old, all dressed in clothes from different eras, some from Cordelia's time, others more recent, all of them glowing faintly, all of them translucent, all of them smiling. Everyone, Cordelia announces, her voice carrying through the hall. Our guest has arrived. Tonight, we can finally have our farewell ball. A murmur of excitement ripples through the assembled spirits. An older gentleman in a military uniform approaches. I'm Lord Edmund, Cordelia's late husband. Well, late husband, I suppose. He chuckles at his own joke. Welcome to Moonveil. We're so pleased you've come. A young woman in a maid's outfit curtsies. I'm Annie. I worked here in life, and I loved this place so much I couldn't leave. One by one, they introduced themselves: the cook, the groundskeeper, various lords and ladies who were guests here when they died, all of them bound by love for this place, all of them waiting for closure. But why do you need me, you ask? Why can't you have your ball without someone living? Cordelia exchanges glances with Edmund. Death has certain limitations, she explains carefully. We can maintain this place, keep the candles lit, keep the garden somewhat tended, but we can't fully interact with the physical world anymore. We can't eat the food, can't really dance, we just glide, can't truly touch or feel, Edmund adds. We can only remember what those things were like. But if someone living is here, Cordelia continues, someone who can taste the food, who can dance and feel the music, who can experience it fully, it's as if we experience it through them, one last time. It's a bit selfish, perhaps, Annie says quietly, but we've been so lonely. And we've been ready to move on for so long, but we needed this one last party. You look at all of them, these gentle spirits, still holding on, still waiting. I'll help, you say. I'd be honored. The joy that lights up their translucent faces is worth any strangeness. The ball begins. The dining hall fills with music, though you can't see the musicians. It's coming from everywhere and nowhere, a full orchestra playing a waltz from centuries ago. The spirits begin to dance, gliding across the marble floor in pairs, their movements graceful and perfectly synchronized. Cordelia takes your hands. May I have this dance? And somehow, even though she's a ghost, you can feel her guiding you. You waltz together across the floor, and the other spirits make room, watching with delight. As you dance, Cordelia tells you stories about the balls they used to hold here, about the guests who came from all over the country, about the music and the laughter and the joy that filled these walls. This castle was built for celebration, she says, for gathering people together, for creating memories. It was never meant to be empty and forgotten. When the dance ends, Edmund insists you try the food. You sit at the great dining table, and the ghostly servants bring dish after dish, and somehow, miraculously, you can taste it all. Roasted meats, fresh bread, vegetables you can't even name, desserts that melt on your tongue. The ghosts sit around the table, watching you eat with vicarious pleasure. Oh, I remember strawberries, Annie sighs, the taste of them, the sweetness. And wine, says a gentleman, the warmth of it going down. You eat slowly, savoring each bite, describing the flavors aloud, and as you do, the spirits close their eyes, remembering. After dinner, there's more dancing, more music, more laughter. You're passed from partner to partner, each ghost taking a turn to dance with the living guest, to remember what it felt like to move, to touch, to be present in a body. Hours pass, or maybe just minutes. Time feels strange here, fluid and uncertain. Eventually, you find yourself alone with Cordelia again, standing at a window overlooking the moonlit garden. "Thank you," she says quietly. "This has been everything we hoped for." "Will you leave now?" you ask. "Move on?" Cordelia nods. "Yes, we're ready now." This was what we needed, one last beautiful memory to carry with us. "Aren't you afraid?" you ask. "Of what comes next?" She smiles. "No, dear. We've been here so long, holding on so tightly, that letting go actually feels like relief, like finally setting down a heavy burden. We loved this place. We loved these memories, but love doesn't mean holding on forever. Sometimes love means knowing when to release." She turns to face you fully. "That's why we called you here, really. Not just to give us our party, but to remind us, and perhaps to remind you, that everything beautiful must eventually end, and that's okay. That's natural. That's how it should be." The other spirits begin to gather in the great hall. One by one, they come to you, thanking you, saying goodbye. Annie the maid hugs you, or tries to. You feel coolness, the sensation of an embrace without weight. Edmund shakes your hand formally, his military bearing still present even in death. The cook, the groundskeeper, the various lords and ladies, all of them offering gratitude and farewell. And then Cordelia stands in the center of the hall and addresses everyone. "My dear friends," she says, her voice carrying through the space, "we have lingered long in this beautiful place. We have held on to memories, to moments, to the love we shared here. But tonight, with the help of our wonderful guest, we have had our farewell. We have danced one last time. We have feasted one last time. We have felt joy one last time. And now it is time to rest. Time to move forward. Time to discover what comes next." She looks around at all of them. "Are you ready?" They nod. Some smile. Some weep translucent tears, but all of them look peaceful. Cordelia turns to you. "Close your eyes, dear. This is not frightening, but it's private, a moment for us alone." You close your eyes. You feel a shift in the air, a sense of lightness, of release. You hear whispers, words of love, words of goodbye, words of gratitude, and then silence. Deep, complete silence. You open your eyes. The great hall is empty. The candles have gone out. The music has stopped. The spirits are gone. But the castle doesn't feel sad. It feels peaceful, relieved even. As if it, too, can finally rest. You walk slowly back through the castle. The food has vanished from the dining table. The fire in the library has gone out. The candles in the chandeliers are just stubs of wax. This is what the castle really looks like. Empty, quiet, abandoned, but not haunted anymore. You make your way to the entrance, step out into the garden, and look back at Moonveil Castle. It stands silent under the moon, just a building now. Stone and wood and glass. But you know it was more than that. For 300 years, it was love made physical. A place that meant so much to people that they couldn't bear to leave it, even in death. And tonight, you helped them let go. You helped them find peace. As you walk back down the overgrown path toward the iron gates, you notice something. The gates are closing behind you, slowly, quietly. And when you look back one more time, the castle is dark, truly dark. No more glowing windows, no more candlelight. Just an old, beautiful, empty building on a hill, resting at last. Tonight, as you drift towards sleep, think about what you're holding on to. What memories are you clinging to? What past joys are you trying to preserve forever? Know that it's okay to love what was. It's okay to cherish memories, but also know that holding on too tightly can keep you from moving forward. The spirits of Moonveil loved their castle. They loved their lives there. They loved the joy they shared. But they stayed too long. They held on past the natural time of letting go. And in doing so, they couldn't experience what came next. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do for ourselves, for others, for the memories we cherish is to release them, not to forget. Never to forget, but to release, to bless, to say thank you and goodbye, to trust that new joys await, new loves, new beautiful moments. The castle still stands, the memories still exist, but the spirits have moved on to whatever comes next. And so can you. Breathe in the night air. Feel the peace of endings. Let yourself release what you've been holding, not with sadness, but with gratitude, with love, with trust. You are not the spirits in the castle. You are the living guest. You are still here, still breathing, still experiencing. Don't spend your life haunting your own memories. Live fully, presently, now. And when your time comes to leave, may you go peacefully, knowing you lived fully. Sleep now, dear friend. Sleep deeply. The castle is at rest. The spirits are at peace, and so can you be. Good night.